everyone. Today I'm going to be making my great-great-grandmother's French banana bread recipe. So get your bananas, get your flour, your sugar, and all those ingredients, and we'll be making banana bread. You're gonna need 2 ripe eggs, a 1/3 cup of butter, 1 egg, some baking soda, a bowl, flour, sugar, some vanilla extract. Also, honey is great. Next, you're gonna preheat your oven to 350 degrees. Okay, then you're gonna do 1/2 cup of white sugar and then 1 teaspoon baking soda, not baking powder. My grandma would always tell me this when I was younger. She's the one who taught me this recipe from her grandmother. So, 1 teaspoon, 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. And then you're gonna mix all of this together. Once it's all mixed, you're gonna get your, I think it's a 18-inch pan, or 9x4-inch pan. You're gonna get this and you're gonna grease it. I usually like to just like spray some oil on it or put some butter in it. And then you're gonna put it in the oven. And the noise that you hear are these 2 little cuties. Say hello. It should look something like this. Okay, and then place it into your oven. You're gonna bake this for 55 minutes to 65-ish, depending on how small or how big your oven is. But since mine's a little smaller, it should take about 55 minutes. It already smells so good. 2 minutes. It's been about 55 minutes now, so test it with a toothpick in the middle and see if there's any gooiness. Okay, then you're gonna take it out of the oven and it should be done. The toothpick is pretty clear. And then just let it cool, and yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna tell you a little bit about this recipe and how I've come to love it and all of that while it's cooling. So I came to know this recipe and I started baking it with my grandmother. Like when I was 8 years old, she started showing me how to bake and everything. I would not run the oven, don't worry. But she would show me how to bake. And she would also show my cousin Hallie, she's in the background here. She's actually making some berry trios of our great grandmother's recipe as well. Oh, I just dropped a toothpick down the drain. Anyways, so I love this recipe and we would always, my grandmother would like host this big Easter brunch after church on Easter morning. And so we would all go to my grandma's house and we would bake we'd all bring different brunch items, and so she would always bake little loaves or muffins and stuff like that. That was her like specialty. Well, like my dad would always like bring like the meat, like bacon and all that. Anyways, and so she taught Hallie and I how to, and all of her other like granddaughters, how to bake certain like loaves and stuff like that from her grandmother. So my favorite is the banana one. So I got that from my great grandmother, but I learned it specifically from my grandma. So yeah, okay, we're gonna go ahead and try it now. So go ahead and once it's all cooled off, we're gonna cut it. And then we're gonna each add probably butter on ours and then just like a little drizzle of honey goes a long way. Okay, I washed my hands, everybody, no need to worry. The middle should still be, and that's perfect for some butter. And then even like a little bit of cinnamon is so good on top too. Never enough.
I think there's so much.
Like we said, a little goes a long way. A little goes a long way. Very good. Just like grandma's, very good. She's so good. Fire. Here's the recipe. I'm just gonna show you on Google Maps where like our family's from. And so it's like easier to explain on Google Maps because I don't have a huge map. So my family's from France. And so my great grandmother's last name is Le Grande. And so that's here in France right there. And I'm just gonna zoom out. You might get car sick, I don't know. And that far away from Paris. And so they traveled from here, Le Grande, France, all the way to New York. So yeah, that's my family. So that's where the recipe came from her, and it came all the way over here to New York, which she traveled over. So anyways, yeah, these are Hallie's that she finished and they turned out so good. Go to her video to watch her recipe, our great-grandmother's recipe. Great-great-grandma's recipe. I just wanted to share like why this was important to me and how it's become who I am and all of that. I love like baking now. I used to, as a child, like I'd be like, oh no, like I just want to be outside and play. But I love baking now. I love baking for my family, for my friends. It's like one of my love languages. I just love doing it. And so I like have come to appreciate my grandmother for teaching me all these recipes, my mom for like teaching me all of like her recipes too. And so it's just, I just love giving love through food, just like my grandmother did. And thanks for joining me. This is my mama. She's here in her kitchen in Williams at her home. This is where I learned all of my recipes from her. And there's her recipe books are above her in that past picture, but here's some of them right now. She loves cooking with all of these. Here's another recipe of my great-great-grandmother's that my my grandmother likes to keep on her as well as use. Here's the back of the recipe. My mama has cooked with this a lot, but I have never made this recipe myself, but it is very yummy when my mama makes it. And here's the recipe I used today to make this. Thank you for watching, and I hope you guys enjoy.